Hey, it's Vincent here from Vincent Games. Welcome to an Ixalan Draft. Drafted the set a few times and I'm really enjoying it. I've heard a lot of people say that it's perhaps not their favourite format, or it might lack some sort of depth perhaps, but I've been enjoying it. Maybe it just means I'm not very deep, I don't know. I've been having fun with it and I thought I would share a draft with you today. So looking at this pack, it seems fairly mediocre. The rare is 7 mana and it doubles damage that you would do. I don't really, I mean it's good in as much as if you're ahead and you're getting that down, it can do a lot of damage. But the clear pick for me at the moment seems like Savage Stomp. Easier to cast, it's solid removal, it synergizes very well with a lot of what you want to be doing in green, whether that's Merfolk or just playing big stuff, making them bigger. And the cost reduction is really, really good. So I just think we're taking a Savage Stomp. I'm not unhappy with like first picking that 7 mana rare, but I'm also not like overly enthusiastic about it either. Ixalan's Binding, wow. So the rare is almost a blank again. Two standout cards here appear to be Ixalan's Binding and Unfriendly Fire. I also quite like the unblockable Storm Sculptor, but it's not in the same league as either of these two. Friendly Fire is nice, and I prefer red-green to green-white, I think, most of the time, but Ixalan's Binding is just too good. It's removing any problem permanent in the game. The fact that it hits Planeswalkers, this is an easy second pick. The rest of the packs didn't seem overly interesting. I don't know what, if anything's going to wheel. Okay, so we have Raptor Hatchling, which is good, but not in any of the cards, any of the colours we've picked so far. Granted, we're not so committed to these colours that I'm against changing, but I don't think it's worth changing for a Raptor Hatchling, in all honesty. Mark of the Vampire is okay, but it's, again, not something that I'm going to want to take over an excellent white playable, such as Shining Aerosaur or Pierced Interdiction. I mean, calling either of these two cards excellent might be a bit hyperbolic, but they're very good. I like the Aerosaur, but I'm happy to take the removal spell. It's really good. Okay, so I don't think we're quite ready to dive into Ancient Brontodon. Belligerent Brontodon is fine, assuming you've got the pieces for it, I guess. Like, Belligerent Brontodon's okay, but I don't know if I really want. I mean, it's in our colours. 7 mana, 4/6. The other card that's tempting me at the moment is Water Trap Weaver, potentially the Stormfleet Pyromancer. I like the Water Trap card because I think it's very solid. Frostlinks is very good. I don't think we want to change. I'm not ecstatic with this pick, but it is a big guy creature. Perhaps blue was the time to move into blue. Some reasonable playables. Again, nothing really encouraging me to move into blue too much. And I don't think we want to be taking this Skullduggery here, even though it's an excellent card. Could be a signal that black's open though. So the pick here for me is Jungle Delver is not really what I'm in the market for unless we have a good Merfolk deck, which we don't. So Emergent Growth is fine. We'll take the Skullduggery because I think it's that much better than the. Maybe red seems pretty open actually. An Unfriendly Fire this late and another Water Trap Weaver. Kind of wish I'd taken the first Water Trap Weaver now to have 2 of those that are doing quite nice. But this Unfriendly Fire this late feels like quite a signal that this colour's open. The Fathom Fleet Cutthroat's quite interesting as well, but it's much more conditional. Often leads you to sacrifice creatures you don't want to. I just think I'm going to go for the strongest card, which is the Unfriendly Fire. Yeah, maybe blue would have just been fine. We would have had 3 playable blue cards there, one after the other. So that Water Trap Weaver was probably the best pick over this Belligerent Brontodon, which, yeah, this Belligerent Brontodon was the wrong pick because we're not seeing any real reasons to stay green. So we're probably going to have to ditch green and go into white something at the moment. Let's go with Kinjali's Caller. It's a creature. Odd's fine, but if we've been passing the other blue cards, I'm kind of in a mindset now where perhaps it's best just to let them go. Frenzied Raptor feels that much better than Ixalan's Keeper, so we'll take that. And the Marauder's Wield. I've got Jade Guardian. I don't think I want that 7 mana card. The Fire Shrine Keeper feels like it will end up in a deck marginally more often than a Wily Goblin. I mean, Wily Goblin is just not that interesting either. None of these cards are at this point. We'll take the... We're going to have to make a decision at some point. I don't think we really want to go into black. Could take the Mark of the Vampire, but black didn't really come through, which is fine. I wasn't really expecting it to. It's just a case of taking the Skullduggery over a meh card in case black was open. We'll add this Bronzedon to the sideboard. I'm not playing this. Not playing this. So yeah, probably should have moved into blue. We had a couple of, well, even so, the latter picks would have just been mainly around Water Trap Weaver. So I'd had 2 of the tap thing, don't let it untap cards, and then we would have had an Opt and maybe something else in blue. But then we wouldn't have this Unfriendly Fire. The Priest is fine, but it's a 1 mana 1/1 that may gain you some life. And the life gain's good, but if you don't get it early, then it's not particularly exciting. Trove is interesting if you're getting to big, if you're ramping up to big things. Commune with Dinosaurs is nice if we need fixing. I'm going to take the Trove, but I'm feeling like, I said before, red felt pretty well. Red was going quite late in the pack, so we should be able to hopefully move into it a little bit. I like the Thrash of Raptors. I like the white 2-drop as well, just because 2-drops are important. But I'm going to take the Thrash of Raptors. If we didn't have another Priest, if we didn't have Unfriendly Fire, Ixalan's Binding, then I might be convinced to take the combat trick. But oh wow, Fire Cannon Blast. If we take this Fire Cannon Blast, then we've got 4 solid pieces of removal, 5 with the Savage Stomp. So I feel like we can then prioritise creatures from this point. Arguably, you could say the same about Pounce. I think Fire Cannon Blast is going to be more consistently useful than Pounce. Pounce is really good, but we don't really have any ways to use it at this point. So let's go with that. I'm starting to feel like green is going to be more of a splash colour now at this point anyway. Contract killing is nice, but again, I think we're way beyond that. Same with One with the Wind. I wouldn't mind the New Horizons, but I don't think we're heavily green enough. So I'm going to take the Shining Aerosaur. Probably might regret the Vampire Zeal, but the same principle as before. We've got a nice amount of removal that I'm not as fussed about prioritising combat tricks. Diviner seems pretty solid at this point. I know I just said green might be more of a splash, but it's very useful. And Unclaimed Territory. Is that better than another Kinjali's Caller at this point? So if we go more heavily in green, then the white early drop is not going to be as relevant. Ixalan's Binding, Aerosaur become a bit more splashy. I don't like too many Kinjali's Caller, even though they're very nice. So I think I'm going to take the land. The land is one of those things that could prove to be very useful if we start to get a lot of dinosaurs. So I think this Mess Robber is pretty good here. Goes well with the Unclaimed Territory. Allows us to be more focused on red. Another Vampire Zeal. Man, someone's going to have a silly amount of those. Maybe one will wheel. We don't know. Take another Raptor. I'm not overly excited about the Raptor. So for that reason, I'm going to take Cobbled Wings. Yeah. Taking the Cobbled Wings. The Raptor's fine, and I'm not really interested in the hijack plan. Happy for a mediocre 2-drop. I say happy, as in I will pick it and play it. If we don't get anything better, I'm happy to take the Cobble Wings here. We'll take the Brazen Buccaneers, but he's not on the list of priorities. I'll take another Jade Guardian. Yeah, happy to take the Cobble Wings, as that can be useful at getting through some damage. So, you know, wing up your Belligerent Brontodon and you can go to town, sneak through wins that way. Heck, even a Cobble Wings, even with the Frenzy Raptor, which we've already picked, is quite reasonable. So we're not going to play the Cobble Wings over the Frenzied. Well, we're not going to play Cobble Wings necessarily over other better creatures. However, I can totally see it making the deck if we're running short playables. And I'm happy to take it over the other creature because I'm fairly confident we'll be able to find some other better 3-drop than the Frenzied Raptor. It's good, it helps us be aggressive. This deck looks like it might fit into that. Oh, Walker of Wilds. There's actually some really good playables in most of the colours. I mean, if Walker of the Wilds wasn't here, I think I'd be happy picking almost any card here. I mean, Dive Down and Cancel, maybe not so much. But, yeah. This pack's pretty sweet. Just thinking what might wheel. What's the most likely thing to wheel here? Probably going to be a Crash the Ramparts or a Sure Strike. Might get the other Diviner. But yeah, we're picking the Walker of the Wilds. If you haven't seen what this does yet, it does silly things. Basically makes your lands creatures, and you can stack the counters that you put on them. So you can make the creatures infinitely large, or as large as you've got enough mana to pay for them over the course of the game. It's pretty good. Oh, Tishana. It's tempting to take Tishana, but we're not playing all the white cards. And I think as well, now that the deck is shaping up the way it is, we're definitely not playing the Kinjali. So we have, effectively, we're base green-red with a couple of white splashes. Potentially not even playing the Belligerent Brontodon. So with this in mind, another Fire Cannon Blast. I mean, a Spike-tailed Ceratops is fairly mediocre. There's one in the other pack, so that's another one of the cards that could just wheel. I don't really think we want to splash blue just for this. It's potentially very good, but on an empty board, or if you're behind, it may not do enough, because the power and toughness could just be really irrelevant, depending on how many cards you've drawn, is the feeling I'm getting with that. So I'm just going to take another Fire Cannon Blast here. It seems pretty solid. Old Growth Dryad I'm not touching. Pierce Interdiction versus the Horncrest. It's got to be the Horncrest. We're pretty much just red-green dudes, and we've got plenty of removal. And I'm not picking the other 2 red cards over this. Another Vampire Zeal. Horncrest is pretty solid. You don't really need to do an awful lot of work to make that good. So, happy to pick that there. And then we have a Captivating Fruit. Again, another... Wow, the bombs just keep coming. So, between Walker of the Wilds, Captivating Fruit, going red-green, so far has worked out for us. Unfriendly Fire is pretty good. We have a lot of 4-drops now, though. So we're probably going to have to move some of these. I don't think we're going to be playing the Trove of Temptation because I don't think we'll be playing the Brontodon. I'd rather have stuff that we can beat face with. The 2 removal spells seem fine to splash, and we can assume we're not playing one of the Guardians. Which leads me to this pick, and as you probably have already figured out, we're taking the Raging Sawtooth, the 5/5 trample. Do we want another 5-drop? Stormfleet Arsonist is reasonable. We have a handful of 2-drops and only 1 3-drop. So now we're at the point where I think we're going to take we're taking the Frenzy Raptor. I don't really want to pass the Stormfleet Arsonist, but at the moment our curve is looking a bit sorry for itself. Not taking the rare. Crushing Canopy sideboard card, and this is great. This is exactly what we're looking for. Oh wow, I stand corrected. The Optech Huntmaster is exactly what we're looking for, and we'll take that as well. Just when I was beginning to worry we weren't getting some low drops, they've come through, which is nice, and there's nothing really here for us, so we'll just take the other red card. How many Frenzied Raptors is too many Frenzied Raptors? I think we'll probably just have to take them. We've got better 5 drops than the Ceratops, so just taking the Frenzied Raptor. We're not playing any of the red cards, we'll just remove the Water Trap Reaver from the deck. This is in 2 of those already. And Dual Shot is perfectly reasonable. We've got 1 stupid Brontodon already, and a Hijack actually could be something we play, and we're not playing Blinding Fog. Okay, so what do we end up with? If we say we're not playing the white at the moment, we probably will end up playing the white just because I think we're a bit low on playables. Let's just see what this looks like. So we have 5 2-drops. Probably play all of these 2-drops. 3 Raptors. A Hijack, Savage Stomp, Unfriendly Fire, some Blasts. I think all the 4 drops are good with the exception of perhaps Jade Guardian. We haven't really got anything to... Yeah, I think we're going to cut the Jade Guardian. It's a 3/3 hexproof. I mean, if you're playing something like one with the wind on it, it's great, but I don't really think we can get the most out of it. If we're taking out the Jade Guardian, then maybe Brazen Buccaneers kind of has to go in. See what it looks like with the Trove of Temptation. Could play Cobble Wings. Cobble Wings on a Raptor is going to be pretty solid. We're not really playing many green cards. It's almost a mono red deck. Belligerent Brontodon is going to cause more problems than good if we do play it with the Frenzied Raptor. So if I'm going to play any stupid big green creature, it's going to be the Ancient Brontodon. But I'm quite happy having the curve a bit lower and just trying to be aggressive. Just have big creatures. Got a lot of stuff with high power and a Hijack. I really don't like main decking Hijack, but very low. I think if we did put these in 23, 17 lands, willing to play 16 lands. We don't have an awful lot of explore or fixing. And we don't need any of the white early, really. Now, we're not playing Trove if we do this because we're not really ramping to anything meaningful. If we were going to play something like Brontodon in there, then it would be fine. But I don't think Brontodon is really going to be something we're looking to cast. Nest Robber into Raptor, into Bonded Horncrest is quite aggressive. Got the Huntmaster as well to make things big dinosaurs hasty. I don't think we're going to go with Dual Shot in the main deck. I'm not sure if that's a mistake, but it just doesn't feel right, so we're not going to. Happy cutting the Jade Guardians as a 4 slot is pretty clogged. And I think 17 lands is fine because we only have 1 Explore. We have a tiny bit of ramp, but only for dinosaurs. And we're playing a 3-colour deck. If we cut the white, which just feels awful. I think these 3 random cards are nowhere near as useful as the white cards. So we're going to go with this. 9 mountains, 5 forests, 3 plains. Let's see what this suggests. Yeah, 11. 3 plains feels annoyingly necessary, and I don't think our deck can function with that few forests. I think we need to go 5. Maybe 3 plains is too many, and that's the problem. But this is a weakness of the deck for sure. I don't think we can really afford to have less planes. We don't have any other form of mana fixing, and that's going to be a problem. So it's not ideal, and we need double green to cast Walker of the Wilds. Again, not ideal, but yeah, the mana base of this is pretty clunky. But we need to. I think this is just what we're going to have to accept. It's another reason why I'm having to play 17 lands, because of the fact that we just need to draw the right colours. It is by no means perfect, but this is what we have. So hopefully Hijack won't be too terrible. I mean, Hijack combined with Captivating Crew could be a thing. Need to draw a lot of red mana though for that. Hopefully we can just run people over with red-green beats. If not, we have the backup of some pretty sweet removal and flying dinosaurs. Okay, so here we are for game 1 with our horrible mana base, and off the bat we're being punished straight away. That said, if we weren't playing as many planes as we were playing, probably would have upticked the forest count, so not the best starting hand, and I don't think we can really keep this. If any of those were a mountain, it would be absolutely fine. And this is pretty tragic also. However, I don't think we can afford to mulligan. Either we need to draw 2 drops or we need to draw red 2 drops or land. Either scenario is fairly reasonable, so we're going to keep this. I don't want to go mulliganing anymore. That's fine to keep on top. So we have a turn 3 Frenzied Raptor and the ability to cast anything else in our deck that we draw. Could be a problem. Shame we don't have a 2-drop. Not quite monstrous or mana yet, but Horncrest. Okay, Daggertooth. May just be this and Nest Robber, perhaps. Oh, no, maybe just nothing as spicy. Just playing a dinosaur, hitting us with a dinosaur. Old hatchling. Okay, so I don't really see a need to Ixalan's Binding anything. The fact that they've stumbled on mana is a tempting prospect to actually take the Heartmaster away. So they play land, they could just play Monstrous Sword, but then we could just then use the Binding on whatever they power out. So I'm happy to wait on that. Let's see what this reveals. Hijack. Could be quite useful. Now that Buccaneers actually got a +1/+1 counter on it, I'm not really that enthusiastic about swinging. I don't think we want to trade with his Daggertooth, so happy just to pass. We have the Aerosaur and the Swordtooth to try and punch through, so I'm happy just to not throw creatures away. We're going to draw Hijack. Monstrosaur? Monstrosaur. Oh no, dagger tooth, sword tooth. So he's going to trade his hatchling for a 3/3. I imagine he'll bring the 5/5 in because it's really bad if we. Okay. He just wants to trade with everything, does he? So if we trade, then he has a 5/5, and then we play a 5/5. Or we can just not block, attack for 7, play binding, and then take a lot of damage. They have 2 cards in hand. I'm tempted to actually block and then kill his thing. So if he's got a lot of enrage, then the life gain is going to be a problem, even though he will play the sword tooth. I don't really want to give them anything else. Might be better to keep the creatures and then attack, and then you've got the hijack long game just to cheat through damage. But they know we've got the hijack, so I don't really know. My imagining would be that they'd play around it. Revealed another one. So, Sure Strike would be bad. They have to have it. There we go. Happy to start racing now. Okay. Add Huntmaster. So they don't have the Merfolk because they binned it. Please fight it. I always target something else in this situation. Elf. My opponent thought he was just going to poke it for 1. not fight. That's why he targeted me. I was just saying, like, I usually target something else in case I misclick. Okay, so Fire Cannon Blast will kill something. So I don't think we need to kill anything at this point. I think it's best just to say, right, we're going to play an Aerosaur, and then next turn we can maybe cast 2 things. Do we need to cast 2 things now? Kill a creature, play a Huntmaster. If we kill a creature, play a Huntmaster, then we've removed 2 things. If we play this, we've got 2 blockers, so they'd have to top deck some way of getting through. So Sure Strike wouldn't be enough because we've blocked the biggest. Yeah, so this is fine. Just worried about tricks or things they might have. But in reality, we're not attacking just yet because we can't afford to give up. Can't afford to let them sneak through some damage. So we're going to basically block an X1 if they attack with everything. Block the big, block everything. They'll only let an X1, a one power creature go through. But they're not drawing anything like that anyway, so it doesn't matter. So what are we doing? Play this guy. If we hijack something, doesn't feel great. It's quite a conservative attack. Again, just leaving 2 blockers, as I don't want to get punished by something that they could top deck and pump through, get some damage. I don't want them to be able to block or punish us by getting through with another creature. Could just be overreacting here. They are flooding out something quite badly though. If we attack with both, then we have they're dead in 2 turns. But if they swing in and they have a pump spell, because the other thing is they're dead in 2 turns anyway, because we'll have 8 and then hijack potentially. Yeah. Could argue I needed to be a bit more aggressive there. However, being at such a low life total, I was not really keen on just exposing us to getting blown out by something like a pump spell and removal. Arguably, it did appear as though they were getting flooded, so maybe that wasn't a concern. What do we actually want? Dual shot doesn't really seem meaningful. Nor does the Trove. I'm just going to leave it as it is. Oh, this hand, I feel a bit better with it being on the draw because we should be able to draw. Well, we've got that more chance to draw land. But double red and double green spell is a problem potentially. But I don't see a reason to mulligan this. We have a 2-drop and then we just need to draw something. Either more 2-drops and then land. So it's a perfectly reasonable keep. Plains, bet you. Nope, just nothing. Okay, so let's see what happens. Tilonali's Knight. It's pretty good with the Raptor. You land at some point though. Play him, swing for 3. We're going to take the hatchling though, assuming they attack. Okay, that's fair. Either they attack to guarantee damage, or they don't attack to guarantee a block and flip, or create, I should say. It isn't flip, it's not a flip card. Okay, so we're definitely going to be playing that Optech Huntmaster. Maybe I'm happy not having a 3/3 across from us. So we're not going to attack. I imagine the Huntmaster is going to get lightning striked or something. Either way, I'm happy not to give them a 3/3 at this stage. We are struggling with lands, so I'd rather that not be a problem we have to deal with just yet. Okay. Reveal land. Reveal land. No! Good cards. That's not what we want to see. Ooh. So we have Diviner to try and draw land, or we can play a Raptor. If Diviner hits anything that but a land, then we can have a nice 1/4 wall, which is nice. However, the Raptor is a nice body. I'm desperate enough for us to draw land that I'm going to play the Diviner. It's effectively using the same amount of mana, because if we play the Raptor, we can only spend 2. If we play this, we're not going to be able to spend the 1 if we draw it. Okay, sweet. So we hit a land, but I just think it's just best for us to not skip mana land drops at this point. We also now have a really good blocker for this hatchling if they get wise and attack. Then having a 3/2, I'm really surprised they didn't just swing in for 1, because it's not as though we block. But now we can, so they've missed the chance there, I think. They're going to throw away their Branch Walker? No. Okay, so now we can really go to town playing this Horncrest. And do we really want to send in anything? We'll go for it. This is quite aggressive, but it is swinging in for 8. I imagine what will happen is they'll just take 3. They may just chump with the hatchling and take trade with the Branch Walker with the Knight, which, you know, if they do, they do. No, okay, Sure Strike. It's fair enough. Didn't mind this too much, because I'd rather, if they're going to kill something, then, you know, killing the Horncrest isn't completely terrible. So trading the Sure Strike for the Horncrest. At some point that Raptor hatchling is going to flip, so whatever, they've done it now. It's not great that they're going to be able to now potentially attack us for 6, but we're going to be able to play a Raptor, maybe even the Buccaneers, be able to trade back hopefully as well. Oh, that's not good. Don't really want to take 11, so we'll sponge up some of this. Play another land. Could play Raptor and Cobbled Wings, or a Buccaneers. Nothing really trades very well apart. Well, the Raptor does trade nicely with the Sun Crown, so let's do that. Just going to go with a Huntmaster because the Knight does trade with a couple of their creatures, whereas the odds of us blocking with a Huntmaster are very low. It doesn't have very good attacks here, apart from the lone dinosaur, because I don't really want to trade the Raptor with the dinosaur. I want to trade it with a Sun-Crowned thingy. Sun-Crowned, what are they called? Hunters. Sun-Crowned Hunters. I want to be able to block the bat, not him, so. Swinging over 3/3 is fine. And we've got the friendly fire as well, so we do have an answer to the Sun-Crowned Hunters. And normally that answer does deal us 3 damage, so we do have to be careful with our life total, which is kind of why we blocked it for a turn. Don't really like throwing away the Diviner, but it did do us the job of finding a land, which was very helpful. Another green or red source would be nice to make the dead cards in our hand a little bit less dead. So Walk of the Wilds is one of the few cards you don't mind getting flooded with. Oh dear. They go Trample as well. No. So now they're just coming with everything. So if I'm going to be chumping stuff, may as well do this. I could keep back the Raptor and just take 6. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do that. Playing the Buccaneers because we want to draw the green source to get the Walker online, and that wasn't great. And we're going to be trading with the Sun-Crowned Elders with the Raptor anyway, so if they've got a trick or a way of keeping it alive, then you could argue it's better to class the Unfriendly Fire now, take a 3, but then we only had 2 blockers, so then we're going to be taking some damage. No, maybe the Unfriendly Fire would have been the correct play actually. I think it would have been Academic really at this point, because yeah, they just have so many attackers and we can't stop them all. So we're just on chump duty. I don't think we can do anything about this because we block here, go to 2, block here. Yeah, no, we lose. But yeah, if we killed that with a spell, he still would have had a hasty dinosaur coming in. So we were cold to a hasty dinosaur at that point. Again, I don't think there's anything we're really changing. Maybe the attack was bad. Attacking into open mana like that. But then you've got to attack at some point. Like in the last game. You can't just sit back and not attack. This is dreadful. Oh, that's not a good hand. I'm going to keep this because we have all colours. But this hand is awful. I think we have to put that on top. Which is also not ideal, but it does mean we can at least kill their first 2 cards that they play, which may just prove pivotal in not dying. Yeah. But yeah, this is an awful hand. I didn't really want to keep it, but I also didn't want to mulligan, so don't play anything. Pass turn. Yes. Okay, more removal. We'll need a creature eventually. Okay. Amazed that they've just faded twice. That's really helpful. Okay, so the downside, obviously, to us not us having this hand is that, obviously, you know, with the lands that we managed to draw, we can play practically everything in the deck. The downside is we need creatures to actually be able to play those things. Okay, so this is going to die. Could hijack it. Probably best just to shoot it in the face, though. Get in there, Huntmaster. Should probably be playing Jade Garden instead of Hijack. Jade Garden? Whatever the thing is that has hexproof. We are going to play the Cobble Wings, and we are going to attack. The reason we're doing this is so A, we don't really have much of the play. B, we do this now. We've spent the mana. We're ready to be able to attack with him next turn, which then activates our Fire Cannon Blast should we need to kill something that's bigger than toughness 4, or even just to kill this thing now if we don't draw another land for the unfriendly fire. Fine. Should probably have played the Horncrest. What I really want to do is if we draw land, I want to be able to play Horncrest and then Savage Stomp. That's what we're really hoping for here. Horncrest and Savage Stomp on this little dinosaur, and we'll be in pretty good shape. I'm annoyed we've had to use our 6 damage spell. So I know he's got the 5/5. Come on, land. Oh. I'm being such an idiot. Here's me thinking we can't do it. Absolute fool. Hopefully we don't get punished for this now. Forgetting that this is making the dinosaurs cheaper. Fingers crossed they haven't got some sort of way to blow us out here. Okay, fine. So we get 2 for 2. Happy to not going to block the raptor, so we're just going to swing him. Yeah, that was completely silly there, me thinking about that. Should have been having the Horncrest down a turn earlier. Could have gone Horncrest fight, would have been much better position, but oh well, it's done now. I got so zoned in on thinking I needed 5 mana for the unfriendly fire. My brain was thinking the same. It's got 2 of them. Ugh. Brain was thinking the same thing for the Horncrest, obviously, plus Savage Stomp. This is dying now. They've got 1 card in hand. All my removal has been damage based to fire at those silly sun crowned hunters. It's probably not clever to attack here because it's got a hasty dinosaur, then we lose. But we're not blocking the raptor. We should have done. And I knew about this card as well, so that's my own fault. Whoops. So back for round 2, punted the first round pretty hard. Overcautious in the first game, and then play really loose in the third game. So we got punished for that pretty hard. This hand is a lot more appealing to the sort of thing we want to be seeing. And away we go. Go with a knight into the raptor, tap for 3. So this is pretty much what we want to be doing. Just have a nice fast start. I mean, play mistakes aside in the first game, in the first round, the hands weren't that great really compared to something like this. Okay, so decisions are we trade our 3-drop for their 3-drop and just swing in, saving the Savage Stomp for another creature, or we just attack him with Telania's Knight. You know, I think that's probably just better. There's no need to throw away our creatures, so we'll just get in for 3. Play another Raptor and go. Probably should have played or at least there's an argument to playing the Ixalan's Keeper this turn. So then we can then potentially play, if we draw a land, we could definitely play Raptor and Savage Stomp next turn. As in Frenzy Raptor and Savage Stomp. However, don't know. Yeah. So now I can't play both. We Savage Stomp, get rid of the Knight. Have a 4/3 we can keep back for blocking. Then I am tempted just to play Thrash of Raptors. Sorry, you want to walk into a Skullduggery. Don't mind trading that for a Skullduggery. So we're still getting damage through here. I don't know if they're colour screwed or what really. Okay. Do we want to try and fire off Savage Stomp? If we fire a Savage Stomp off, then attack. I think Skulldugger is the worst they could have, I think. That and Vanquish the Weak's 3 mana. Yeah, okay, Vassal's Consent. It's fair enough. Gain some life. I've always been happy to attack with the Tilalia's Knight, because if they double block like they're doing here, then yeah, it's annoying, but they're going to be taking more damage long term. Can't block forever. Probably could have just swung in with the Frenzied Rapture as well, just to put more damage down. Just to be more aggressive. Two, 3 wall is annoying. Oh, that's even more annoying. White Source would be great off the top. No. So if I attack, they can trade with the pirate, trade with the Frenzied Raptor. I'm just going to be aggressive here. Should have been doing this from the start, really. Don't want them to start leveraging that Cutlass, which they're already kind of doing, to be fair. Yep, so they take 3 damage here. Ideally they play 1 blocker, we've got a removal spell if we draw a White Source. Yep. We got there in the end. Hijack on the draw isn't as good, so yeah. Demolish could be good for the Cutlass. Is Demolish good just for 1 artifact that we've seen? I'm bringing in the Jade Guardian for the hijack, and if we see more artifacts they want to kill, then we can always bring in the Demolish. The Cutlass is annoying, but I don't think I want to bring in a card for it. This hand is not great. We have a 2-drop and Cobble Wings, so we've got stuff we can do. We just need to draw red mana on the draw as well. So we're going to keep. This is a bit risky, this hand, but we'll have 3 draw steps to draw red before it becomes a problem. 1. Okay, our opponent was mana screwed. Or colour screwed, I should say. Not red cards. Here comes a Cutlass. Should have brought in that Demolish, although at the moment we wouldn't have been able to cast it. So, alright. Bloodletter. Just need mountain. I will block. Trade whatever combat trick they have for our crappy 2-drop is fine. Yeah, sure. Oh, dearie me. Particularly rough because not only is it not a red source, it's just not a land. Fine, I guess. Oh dear. Oh dear. Mountain. It's frustrating because obviously we want to play all our spells, not have to discard them. But no, now I could have blocked that. Okay. So a 4/3 trades with everything they play. The Brazen Buccaneers, we can use that to trade. The Explorer's good too. So I imagine they'll probably have some sort of removal. They've got 2 cards in hand, but I'd be surprised if they didn't just kill this. Kill this, make us take 8. It's pretty hard for us to come back from that. I'm also hoping they don't have an artifact. Yeah, we're pretty dead. Because the other thing in my mind is if they've got an artifact, they're just hitting us with more creatures than we can handle anyway. So without verbalising it, it was a case of, well, make a play that they haven't got the artifact because we're just dead if they do. I don't think there's anything we can do at this point. Oh, Ixalan's Binding does nothing because we don't have white. No, there's literally nothing. We'll play 1 blocker. Even if we'd kept the knight to try and play 2 things now, we couldn't because we only have 1 red source. Yeah, that was unfortunate. I still think I prefer having the creature than the hijack. And actually thinking about it, it is easier on the mana. I don't want another double red spell. So that's actually a reason I hadn't thought of to get rid of hijack. So we're going to leave the hijack out and just, yeah, go from there. We will of course play first. Final round. Ooh. Well, that's a do nothing hand. This is a lot better. Keep this. And do we want to land? We'll put it on top. Don't want that many lands really, but equally we want to be able to cast all our spells. So I'm going to play the Huntmaster because that way we can get in with a Hasty Raptor next turn, which would be nice. Or we would have done, but he's played that. Or we'll just play this. A land gives us a Hasty Swordtooth. Okay, that can't block, so that's good. We don't want to be blocking. Ooh, yeah. Swinging for 10 on turn 4. This is the kind of stuff we wanted the deck to do. Really happy with them playing the Headstrong guy at this point, because not having a blocker to be able to just double block and kill one of our creatures was really, really, really nice here. Okay, they're taking it. Ooh. That changes things. So you're going to go to 15. I don't know if this is going to do enough to keep them alive, though. It might do. It really might. Okay, so we can go 1, 2, play a Raptor. So if we give the Raptor haste and swing, he could trade with the Raptor, then they take 10 and go to 5. He then attacks. Us and we go to 10, they go back up to 10. This does become awkward for us if they have the Vraska's Contempt. If they have the Vraska's Contempt, we lose a 5 power thing, and that's not good. But I think we need to race. I don't want to be. I don't think we want to start blocking. If we start blocking, then they start casting combat tricks, or we get a situation where they go, right, they attack, we double block with the big guys, or a big guy and a little guy, and he goes, right, sure strike to kill them both, or exile one of them. And so I just think the other one gets killed, traded off. I think we want to be aggressive. Oh no. I missed the attack. I missed the haste. So we're just going to attack them, and that sucks a bit. Oh, they're not blocking. Okay. So that worked out well in a sense that we've still got our Frenzy Raptor, and now we've got this guy to plonk down too. So that sucked a little bit because I wanted to swing, but then they would have just blocked. So maybe that's better actually, that we didn't just trade off the Raptor for nothing, because now at least we have the Raptor and the Knight that can block. I think we can actually afford just to take it, because they're going to gain life anyway. If we draw our 3 mana, something takes 6 damage, that'll be good. Oh, the life gain is irritating. Ooh, Cobbled Wings. So I think we give the Raptor the wings. That way we're only trading 1 creature, whereas if we give the Raptor... we're still only going to be trading 1 creature anyway. But at least that way we kill the Sky March Blood thingy. They go to 10, so which puts them to 1. So he could chump the Horncrest, take 5. The Raptor is 9, but he blocks the Raptor with the Bloodletter. It takes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gonna get blown out by some combat trick here, probably a sure strike. Okay, I'm very amazed that we actually lost the thing with the Mark of Vampire on there. That's what keeping them alive. Aerosol's good. Five minutes with lifelink was insane. Get rid of a land, so still play the Aerosol on 4 mana. We need the Raptor as a 4 power blocker. Kind of have to trade here. Can't really afford to attack. Probably hold on to that land, but bluff something. Okay. I mean, combo. Are you going to swing with everything? I mean, that pirate becomes a 4/4 if he does, which is annoying. Yeah. Skullduggery at this point would be bad. So the knight's obviously going to trade with a knave. A 1/4 will probably block the one of the flyers or the castaway. We're going to have to chump something to not die. Okay. So we want to do that. We want to do that. We want to do that. And this has to chump something, so it may as well chump the biggest. We take 2. Yeah. I hope they don't have... No, they don't have Skullduggery. Something. Okay. Don't reveal a land. Ooh, Savage Stomp. Put you on top. Removal will be great. So as long as they don't have removal or a short strike, then we can live for another turn. Ooh. So either they're not playing to them, or they don't have things that just deal 2 damage. So they attack, then they lose a lot of board position, but they get something that will, you know, give them 2 damage. Okay. So we are going to want to play Savage Stomp. If we play it on the 3/4, it becomes a 4/5. If we kill the Gilded Sentinel, then they lose the ability to attack with their castaways. We have the flyers, so the flyers aren't really an issue. And then that makes the Orc Captain not great. It's the biggest power and toughness creature they have as well. So yeah, we'll just do Savage Stomp. If they have a Skullduggery, whatever thing we target is going to mess us up anyway. So I'm happy to go for the bigger creature at this point. 4/5 flyer is pretty tough to beat anyway. That's why our elemental's so good. Okay, we have an Ixalan's Binding. Take out their flyer. We have 2 blockers, so they need a way to play a haste creature and removal, or an artifact and removal. Wow. Don't know why they just concede. Maybe they're just drawing lands. But yeah, we got there. Okay, here we are for round 3 with our horrible Naya deck. And I feel like this is a mulligan. So we are going second, but we need a land to play anything. And the rest of this is very expensive. So I think we're just going to get smashed up. So we're going to mulligan this. Oh, obviously, this is terrible. And so is this. I'm going to keep, because at this point, Pious Interdiction is good, but we just need a land. So the other hands were, I think the first hand's probably better than this hand, but we didn't have anything to do really. I mean, arguably we don't have anything to do now, but at least if we draw red source, we should be okay. No, of course not. So this is the problem with the deck, really. One of the big problems is just the fact it's 3 colours. I would have been happy to cut the white, even though the white had some good stuff, but we just didn't quite get enough playables to justify it. Mountain. Got there eventually. Well, at least pretend we have a card like Vampire Strike. Whatever that one's called, the 1 white. +2/+2. This is quite good because if that doesn't get bounced or something, then we have the ability to play Raptors, Thrasher Raptors and Savage Stomp in the same turn, and then even swing in for a lot of damage. So Jade Guardian. So this could be quite good, and they can't counter the fight. So we're going to get rid of that Siren. We aren't going to be able to get rid of the Deep-Root Warrior. So fine, end step. Okay, so green, then anything else. So we're going to go with the old Raptor. Actually, thinking about it, we could just kill the Deep-Root Warriors. It's actually better probably to do that. Don't want to kill the Siren thingy. So make this a 4/4 and then kill the 3/3. Don't want to swing in because I want to keep our 4/4. So we'll just do that. So the Hunt Masters really helps us to kind of at least get back on the board really quickly, whereas we did have a slow start before that moment. They still have 4 cards in hand. Yeah, look at that. Good draw for them. So this Water Trap Weaver is so powerful. That's why I almost wish I'd taken them first. We've had a nice. See, white. The thing is that white blue. It's kind of much of a muchness, really. That deck. It's not really that great. Okay, what's this? Friendly fire, unfriendly fire. Do we want to use this now? Probably not. They've got the blue up for the siren anyway. We are going to take a lot of damage here. This is the thing with the Water Trap Weaver. It doesn't look like much, but what it does allow you to do is just get in for a lot of damage. I'm going to hope they don't have anything else that they'll cast. Sorry, I'm going to hope they'll have another play here, which is better that we can cast on friendly fire. No, they just do nothing. Actually, let's do that. I don't want to cast on friendly fire on any of these creatures. I feel like they should be playing something better, but we're probably going to get bounced up now. It's like bouncy. Auto. Oh, okay, that guy. Yeah. I knew I should have put it on the bloody Raptors. Thinking to myself, I'll put it on the Raptors, then I've got a 4/4 blocker. Take 5 damage here now. Probably die to a Rigor Herald Spoon. Yeah, probably would have been best to just have the unfriendly fire. We'll just let that through. Ugh. Right, let's just see if they actually sacrifice the Storm Tamer here. Because if they don't, then we're alright. No, they do. So we can't block the flying damage. We're going to be able to play, so Hijack might be quite good because the green-blue, they're not as likely to have as much removal. Maybe some pounces or something. So we'll take... I think having a Hijack could be quite interesting. Hijacking Air Elemental will be good. Jade Guardian, whilst okay. Yeah. We'll keep it. It's probably just correctable without Hijack. Hijack is very kind of only good sometimes. Okay, this is a very, very good hand in as much as we've got all the colours and 2-drop, 3-drops, so we are definitely keeping this. Hopefully this is enough to just curve out and beat face. I'm happy to attack into this because it beats us on the attack, so we're not going to block. Okay, potentially struggling for land here. Not struggling that much. Okay, so we're definitely going to swing in for 6. So, question is, do we play the crew or do we play the raptor? I don't think we want to. I don't think let's play our mana most efficiently. I don't think it. Play another creature that's going to not be able to attack into his stuff very well, and the Captivating Crew is just really good. It's going to make it certainly so that they cannot really attack. And we've got 10 power on the table now. Okay, it's just going to attack. So whatever they play. Oh, okay. Another Charter Course. Their deck seems pretty good, but at the moment the draw spells aren't going to keep them alive. No. So they needed something, I guess, and they didn't draw it. Hijack feels so in that situation, Hijack's great. Hijack's just gonna, work wonders for you. But what I might actually do is remove a Hijack for a Dual Shot, because at worst, Dual Shot can kill their X1. Or help us 2 for 1 ourselves. I only see one toughness thing. So maybe it's not the best, but Hijack is countered by that siren thing, so it could just be really awkward. So I'm going to take the Dual Shot and put that in. And there's a 2/1 Merfolk. If you have another Merfolk, it has flying, and there's the other one that is if you have it's the 2/1 Explore as well. So there's potential for Dual Shots to actually do really well. If any one of those lands was a mountain, this hand would be absolutely fine. I'd even swap the planes out for it. So if we draw a red source, we're fine. If we don't, then we're probably going to lose. So feels like a mulligan. I don't want to mulligan it, but okay. This is much better. We'll keep this because we've got a nice curve of 1, 2, 3, and then this will allow us to play the 4-drop. And Captivating Crew is so helpful so crucial to us winning. It's part of our game plan that I definitely want to keep the mountain on top to be able to do that. Jungle. Oh no, Speaker. Okay. 1 mana 2/2. Pretty good. So our opponent is the beatdown this time. Let's hope they don't have a 2-drop. Yeah, this is a problem. Okay. Blast is a great draw. Definitely on the back foot here with the amount of damage coming in. So I'm going to attempt to trade, I think, with the Keeper. Although that said, probably has Herald's Boon. So if we're just walking into a combat trick, if we do nothing, we take 4. Maybe more. So I go to 14, and then we have 2 creatures. I actually don't care if this gets traded off for a Herald's Boon. The reason being is I now want to be able to fire cannon blast their deep root something. Or I could play Frenzied Raptor, and then that trades with everything they have as well. Let's go with that. Hope he doesn't have another one. Okay. So now I'm very, very pleased to just kill the Shapers of Nature. Going to have to trade our Captivating Crew for this stupid Merfolk. They appear to be stumbling on land, which is excellent for us. Charter course. I don't really want to have to trade this, but I will. Hopefully they don't have a trick. If they do, then that's really bad. But okay, so I imagine they've got that flash flyer. Yeah. Which is why we couldn't really afford to trade. Not to trade, because we'd have been trading at this point anyway. So if we hadn't made that trade and they had a bounce spell, we'd be taking 6 after having already lost another 3, so just be dead. So yeah, just need more removal now. Another one. So I need removal again, or a way to do 20 damage. I think the first one's a little bit more realistic. Nope. Oh well. Our dex mana certainly hurt us in some key points there, and we mulliganed quite a bit, and also missed some land drops at some key points as well as the mana base being a little bit clunky. We just had some games where we just didn't draw enough land quick enough. So that first game in the last round, we just got tempoed out, just far too quick as well. Mana was not really our friend that game. Also punted the first round pretty hard as well, missing the cost reduction, and then also not playing around that for the 4 mana pump spell, which pumps that for 5 when we had a blocker. We might not have won that game, but it certainly meant we definitely died that turn and didn't live to draw another card. So the deck I thought was okay, but nothing special. But it was good fun. I'm really enjoying this format.